Alright, let's do a quick video tonight. It is Monday, July 31st, 2023, last trading day of the month. And that is important because, well, it's the time when we look at these Harvard lines. And I'm starting here with the did I say precisealgorithmtrading.com? Because I should have. We start here with the oil, and this is one I've been watching for a close above the gold Harvard line, and that's this gold line right here in the middle. That's this price had to close above that on a monthly basis, and now it has. And that is a longer term buy signal for oil. So, does that mean that we're going to immediately see higher prices, or what do you think? Well, I'll answer what I think. Right after you get a nice buy signal, in a lot of cases, the market loves to pull you underwater. So, um, it is just about every system I've ever tested and run, and they all. It's really hard to catch them, like literally at the perfect signal, because the market just, I mean, literally knows the signals, and the big players do, and they're uh, they're set up to pull money out of the markets from the weak hands. So literally, after you get a nice buy signal like this, it's really common. This thing could come all the way back down here, maybe down here, maybe even get below the light blue line. And if that's the case, then it's an exit, which would be a loss. But if it comes all the way down to this light blue line and doesn't get below it and then comes back right out of it, that's just enough to get a lot of people, to go from the price of oil being in the $81 range down to the $78 range is enough to get a lot of people to get knocked off their game. And if you see, that could happen easily, and the weekly would stay bullish over here. The green would stay up, and the green would stay up here, and the true Momo indicator would be just fine, and we could be off to the races. So I actually won't get long right here. Um, I'll get long on a pullback, and that's where if you haven't heard the saying, it's common in the markets, buy the dip. So we're coming up here against some resistance and some targets, and then we could pull down. We can pull down really at any point here, and the market really, in general, is um, pretty lofty and could pull back any minute. So that could coincide. I won't say it will, but it could. So, all right, let's flip right over to the SPX, which today was up by 0.15%, or not a whole lot. And we got a lot of back and forth going on recently in price action. And this is what I'm talking about. It's kind of pretty lofty. I mean, it's been going up a long ways here on the weekly basis, and a pullback would be normal. And although we got our faces ripped off if you actually tried to get short, whatever that was, Thursday, I think, last week. Or maybe it was Wednesday, I forget. So I think it was well, I don't know. I think it was Thursday after the Fed meeting on Wednesday. So then we go to the Dow. Similar situation. Everything's been going up, although that's a pretty powerful looking signal on the 1 hour chart, and in relatively overbought territory, or at least sideways territory on the true Momo indicator on the weekly or on the hourly, and everything still looks fine on the weekly, although we could get a pullback here into these moving averages and be just fine and set up actually for a move higher. That's the target I drew a long time ago. It hasn't been hit yet, so this thing's destiny might be to hit that first. So we'll see. The Russell is getting up close to 52-week highs, which is this white line up here, and it's in 52-hour highs. Not that that means anything, but um, so that's, yeah, 52-week highs. Sits at, what else do we got? Although that's interesting, the True Momo indicator actually got some positive momentum today that turned light blue. This market has been powerful. The Nasdaq over here, it's really just thrashing back and forth sideways. more to up, but a lot of sideways. So really watching it to hit these upper limits and probably get pulled back as well. That's that pink line up there that I'm pointing at is where price has been before, and so it's real common if you don't break through it on a closing basis, it could hit it and then get pulled back from there. So that's probably, and I'd say that's a relatively long term. I don't know when that thing hit. I'd have to drag out these charts, but I'd say that's well, this is the 52-week high, so it's more than 52 weeks ago. And we looked at oil, but let's look at the ETF. It's very similar, although it's gone a lot. Actually, it looks like it's gone further than the uh, future spot price of oil. So, and then IYT is transports. Sure, like it looked like it was going to roll over today, and it's still holding up pretty strong. And um, well, when we look at the bullish percent indexes, it's the bullish percent index is still at 100%, which means it can't go any higher in the bullish percent indexes, but the price can. And then bonds are pretty much in no man's land. So let's flip over to the bullish percent indexes in stockcharts.com and buzz through them real quick. See if we learn anything. The industrials didn't move today. The NYA went up by 0.75%. The transports stayed at 100%. The NASDAQ went up by 0.85% today. Let's look at gold miners. Didn't move. It's in a column of O's. The NDX is unchanged. The OEX is minus 1.37%, and the S&P 500 is minus 0.78%. So, yeah, not a lot to be gained from any of this. Again, these are this column of X's being this extended. Sure, looks like any minute now we could get one of these columns of O's that could go a long way back down. But you know, maybe not. Maybe we'll just go down a little bit and thrash around for a while, like we have back here, way back in 21. So, um, and then finally, just to finish everything off, our automated trading systems. I didn't pull a year's worth of data. I just pulled the recent contract, and we had a pullback here a little bit for the day in the Dow. We had, I think, one pretty negative trade today in the Russell, and we had one or two negative trades in the, well, maybe a handful in the Nasdaq, but it's fine after. Especially, we had a nice move off the bottom here. Hopefully, that's the bottom. And I was going to show you this. This is doesn't exactly. I've just noticed that it works. So when we're like looking at regular charts for price action, you can draw things like channels, and when it comes to equity curves, I'm going to show you why I think they work here too. So we got to pull back to the channel. Literally, there's a breakout of a channel there. You get a channel like that and a breakout and a pullback right there. So I'm not saying that's going to be the end of it. I'm just saying that this is the kind of action that you probably need to see for that to keep going. If it would have been nicer to get that, obviously just go up and then keep going like that, but that's just the way these things go. I did tighten up some. This doesn't look a lot different than the algorithm we were trading last week, but I did tighten up over the weekend and added one parameter to it, which I think pulled these bottoms up just a little bit, and it actually reduced the amount of trades and made the this algorithm a little bit more profitable. Um, I'm constantly doing that, and so anybody that has the systems, we can do updates. But really, all it does is it's clean it up a little bit. There's not, I mean, the older systems work and continue to work, and they can totally be independent. So, anyways, with that, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Take care, good trading, and have a great evening.